friend is dead. So if you could just like not escalate this situation, that
I'm not escalating. You're holding the knife and you're moving your hands while you talk.
Bodies, 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 the new slasher whodunit that has Pete Davidson in it for some reason. This one honestly surprised me. I went in expecting a horror comedy due to the trailers and Pete's involvement, despite assuming that he very clearly wouldn't be around long in this film. That's usually a pretty safe guess for things like these. Instead, I got a fairly straightforward, only ironically funny, tense whodunit filled to the brim with social commentary focused on modern day issues with a cynical view.
You're always gaslighting me.
you fucking trigger me.
You are so toxic.
Relax.
You're silencing me.
So what the hell is this anyway? Bodies, Bodies, Bodies follows new girlfriends Bee and Sophie as they travel to Sophie's best friend David, Pete Davidson's character's, family house for a small hurricane party among her friends. Of course, shortly into the night, the hurricane knocks the power out and the friendly Among Us or werewolf style game of Bodies, Bodies, Bodies ends up with the discovery of a real body, or more. And the night quickly devolves as the remaining partygoers try to suss who the killer among them is and survive until the morning. Of course, there's a twist. Of course, there's tension. It hits a lot of the familiar beats that any bottle whodunit has. Accusations, guilty-looking parties, red herrings, but this isn't Knives Out or Scream. This is definitely something Nerd Explains might use for a How to Beat video. Maybe I'll do that eventually. But the characters are the strongest part of this film. And I'll say that these characters are strikingly realistically written. They're all flawed, they all focus on different things, they act accurately to characters who are drunk or high and thrust into frightening situations.
Did you just fucking shoot me?
I can't believe you're making this about you!
And the relationships between them all are believable, which makes each death and accusation feel real and well staked. Other than that, it's pretty well paced. It doesn't overstay its welcome and feels like it lasts as long as it needs to, sitting at only 95 minutes, has a very brisk pace that keeps the action light and the tension building as it goes on. But that's about it. Unfortunately, that's pretty much it for the most part. I'll explain later. It's a very small contained film, which isn't bad, but it doesn't have anything terribly unique to justify the location or characters aside from the commentary. There's no cool visual tricks or camera movements, no particularly memorable shots besides artsy underwater views at the start, which are really only used at the very end again, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. I'd say the writing here is better than the cinematography. That's not to say that the shots are bad, but there's just nothing inherently interesting with it. Like, we have the giant mansion that this takes place in, and it's barely explored. I genuinely have no idea where some characters are in position to each other when they split up and it's showing different parts of the house. Okay, for example, during the first part of the game, the lights are off and Bee is exploring the house. Instead of something cool like a long one-take tracking shot other films like Virus 32 might have to show us the layout of the mansion and show what could be here, what could be over there, where rooms are, the camera is constantly cutting between what Bee sees and her reaction. That's just standard. Again, it's not bad, but it's not memorable, and it doesn't leave anything for the viewer to use. I'd say this is a case of a film being much better written and acted than shot. They're on very much different levels here. The messaging is great. This is definitely a film for my generation and younger. Great modern commentary on social issues, although I think it was more a project on how preconception and events can alter one's common sense. Context is important, and this film successfully shows that even that can be warped. I still think it's worth a watch, although I might say it'd be better on a streaming service than the big screen. Still definitely worth a watch though. Check it out if you can. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies gets a 7.5 out of 10 from me. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around for another one of these. This is actually one of the first things that I've seen Pete Davidson in, aside from Saturday Night Live. I didn't watch The King of Manhattan. I haven't watched any of his own stuff. I don't think the guy's really that funny. And there is one scene where they very clearly let him ad-lib, and it's not funny. Like, I don't really know what the joke is, because his character isn't all that great, which I get. That's fine. But this scene is very clearly supposed to be ad-libbing, and you have one character laughing at him, but the audience is just kind of stone still watching. Like, dude, none of us have the context for this, and he's talking about how he looks like he fucks. Which, okay, I guess if you can rap a Kardashian and everyone else. Jeez, it's weird. I don't want to get on the Pete Davidson hate train too much, but it's a little weird. But yeah, that's it for Pete Davidson, at least. It's still a good film. The focus is definitely more on the girls than the men in the movie, of which there are only 2, which is fine, because the whole point is to explore interpersonal relationships. And I think this does a very good job of having friend groups like these. It's actually really funny. One of the girls in the film, Alice, sounded exactly like another one of my friends in my friend group. And it was so funny. I'm cracking up at every little non sequitur she's throwing out because I'm like, oh my God, this is what my friend would say. I think we all have someone like that in this friend group. It's very diverse, and yet you can tell that they all are there for each other, despite, the drugs and alcohol and infighting. Anyway, I don't know. Do you like these whodunit movies? Do you want to play bodies at a house party in a mansion during a hurricane? That sounds like fun. Anyway, that's it for today. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss a video. And that's it. Have a great day. And if you're not, have a better one. See ya. I'm just a ghost in your stereo. The fading memory of a shipwreck in the undertow. You're just